Why does the legislature allow the PUC, why does the legislature allow the PUC to pass on their screw-ups to ratepayers?
Why does the legislature allow the PUC to pass on their screw-ups to the ratepayers?
Right.
Okay. Can you try to be more specific?
Well, the Altadena fire, the best one I can think of is San Onofre nuclear plant, which was a total poor rebuild, and they had to shut down a plant that supplied, what, 10% of the power in Southern California, and that they allowed that to all be passed on to ratepayers.
Yeah. So I know that there's a lot of frustration with the CPUC is the California Public Utilities Commission. I'll make sure we're all on the same page. They're basically the rate regulating and rate setting body. The utilities have to apply to the PUC in order to be able to increase electricity rates, gas rates. And so the frustration has been that whether it's San Onofre or whether it's the Altadena Palisades wildfire, we all the costs of addressing and mitigating these utility-caused natural disasters, are more often than not passed on to all of us as ratepayers. And so there's been a lot of conversations about a PUC reform. I'm open to any ideas, but in my 11 years in the legislature, it's basically my opinion and my position has been that it's such a it's such a complicated process that I don't think, and you're probably not even proposing this, but I don't think the legislature should be taking over the rate setting function. We need a dedicated agency with the economists and all the analysts to address these complicated rate setting issues. So while there is a overall frustration and a recognition that there are problems with the PUC, we've been challenged to come up with a better solution. I don't know if you have any ideas.
Well, the utility executive is criminally responsible for this.
I believe that if there are direct evidence, in fact, I believe utilities have been, some of the utility executives have been criminally prosecuted, whether the cases were actually upheld, whether the charges were upheld. I don't know that history, but again, criminal, when you talk about criminal law, a lot of times you're talking about intent, you're talking about to what extent is the executive. We can talk about civil liability, but again, that goes back to who is ultimately going to pay the bill. And, because the executives, as much as they get paid a lot of money, they can't, afford the billions of dollars, like, for example, in the liability that was caused by the LA wildfires.
Like the people that burn out in Altadena.
I'm sorry, the people that lost their homes in Altadena.
The executives might have to live like the people they burn out in Altadena.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I hear what you're saying. I'll have to look into that in terms of how executives could be held more personally responsible. Right. Yeah. All right. Thank you.